This is a good story. Now that I've ranted on a couple things and taught people how to not fly on airplanes. Bighorn sheep in North Dakota. This is kind of a feel-good story. Okay. In western North Dakota, the part above the Badlands, they call it the northern Badlands area, there are now 322, which does not sound like an impressive number, amount of bighorn sheep there. Now, that doesn't sound like a lot, but it is up 11% from 2019 and 13% over the 5-year average. Now, the last one was killed there. I want to say, I had it in my notes, 1905. And
that was the last, like, truly wild one?
Well, they're all wild, but the last native one is the word you're looking for.
What it was.
The last native bighorn sheep was killed in 1905 in North Dakota. Now, what's interesting is Teddy Roosevelt hunted bighorns in North Dakota, and in the 1880s, he said in his notes he said that they were extremely scarce.
Yeah.
So the numbers were already rapidly declining. So they brought in. Now they've brought them back in to try and reintroduce them to their native range, bringing in bighorn sheep in the native range. Now, in the northern Badlands, the numbers are continuing to trickle upwards, which is great, and this is a new record, which is awesome. Now, the southern Badlands, there was a form of bacterial pneumonia that was actually wiping them all out, but since like 2014, the northern Badlands seem to be coping with it better than the southern ones. So the southern ones, the numbers are still going down.
How is that being transferred among the population?
I don't know. Probably kissing.
Swapping spit. Well, it's pneumonia, so if it's bacterial, like you're saying, then I would assume it'd be either
water,
water, food source.
They're social. They're social animals.
Okay. Saliva.
Now the makeup of the 322 sheep is 97 rams, 170 females, and 55 lambs.
That's how you know when there's a problem, when they have a specific count on each of the different categories.
Now the number of lambs was also pretty impressive.
Yeah.
So apparently the number of lambs being that high was cool.
It's higher than it's been in a while.
So they check them when they're first laid. Not laid. Why did I say that?
Hatched.
Born. Yeah, when they first pop out of their egg.
The ewes get laid and then they're born.
Yeah. So when the sheep, you wouldn't say sheep. Would you say sheep? Yeah, bighorn.
Sheep.
Yeah.
Ewes, whichever.
Whatever. When they're born, they go and count the numbers then, and then they circle back a few months later to see which ones made it.
Okay.
So
yeah, I think only one birthing ewe has died. I think in the last couple years.
Yeah,
I believe if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
So that's like really impressive.
So should we be expecting a season on it? Or?
Well, there is a season currently. So the most recent one, they had 6 licenses. Was all.
Wow.
It's an expensive lottery.
Yeah.
So, I shouldn't say expensive. It's very unlikely to get in it.
Yeah.
Well, it is pretty expensive. They did 5 for the lottery,
which
and
is
then
random. Completely, anyone can get in.
And then one, kind of like how they do the special duck hunts here in Michigan or elk, but the one that they auctioned off went for $83,000.
Jeez.
So they
for one hunt.
But that money goes towards the conservation of the species. And there's people that have like backlash on that. They're like, they shouldn't do that. It's not fair that the rich guy should just have the randomness too. Why do they auction off one where it's whoever can afford it gets it? That's not fair. I think it's fantastic because all that $83,000 goes towards.
Yeah, now that's what the population needs is more money. You raise more money, those 5 that they take out, which I'm sure they probably pick out.
They're all rams.
Which ones?
They're all rams.
Yeah, so they're going for the ones that
rams.
are less fertile now. They're probably older. They're doing the best thing for the population. If the other ones went for half of that amount, they've raised more than $300,000.
Right.
And that money will do wonders for the 300, that are left, as opposed to those 5 that are probably not even really doing much for the population anymore.
Right, exactly. So that being said, another important part of that is that now the licenses in the season may go up a little bit. It may go up because of the fact that you've got, like I said, they had the 6 successful hunters, and then I believe last year was the year that one guy, I think they said it was a 190, but he shot possibly a record for North Dakota. I don't remember if it was
the state record was like 172 or something.
And he shot
like a 190.
Yeah.
So huge.
So one of the people that got the hunts and the tag. So the numbers may go up. It's just cool to see it bouncing back, being more successful, and then hopefully that'll be a.
It's a long road to recovery, but hopefully they're in the right direction.
They're bouncing back along with the wolf population.
Great.